Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. Today we're doing a review on the Acceltra Prime, the newest primary in Warframe, and yeah, this thing is really good for AoE clearing out enemies. We got multiple builds, and I'll be showing you some frame synergies and the like. But before we get into all that stuff, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also hit that like button as well. Let more people see this video. I might be live on stream later tonight, even though I said I wouldn't. But yeah, that's definitely up in the air. Might have some other things to do elsewhere. But let's go over this Acceltra Prime. I've been using this thing a lot. It's got lots of AoE. And basically, if you've ever seen the normal Acceltra, it's just a buffed version of that. So what we're dealing with today is a rocket launcher auto rifle. And it has more AoE size than the original Acceltra. So we can throw on mods like Prime Firestorm to make it an actual exploding rocket. So here's some Steel Path enemies right here. And all the builds you'll see today have no ribbon mods equipped, because honestly the ribbon mods for this thing are hardly even worth using. So multiple level 100 Steel Path enemies just casually sprayed down from across the map. You don't have to actually aim at enemies with this, just aim in their general direction. Now, as far as what kinds of builds and what kind of buffs this thing has gotten compared to the normal Acceltra, let's actually do a review of all the stats that have changed on the Acceltra Prime and the Acceltra Normal. One of them being the AoE size. Like, it's really noticeable when you throw on the Firestorm mod that the Acceltra Prime has more AoE size than the Acceltra Normal. Let's go ahead and compare them right now. So as far as the stat differences here, the only thing that's really better on the Acceltra Normal is the fire rate, which is 12 fire rate instead of 10 fire rate of the Acceltra Prime. But like everything else is buffed, basically. We've got increased faster reload speed, we've got increased crit chance, increased crit damage, we've got status chance, a lot higher status chance, so triple the status chance from 6% to 18%. We've got more base damage, and we've got more explosion range, as I stated. Going from 4 meter explosion radius to 5 meter explosion radius. We throw on Prime Firestorm, we got like an actual rocket launcher rifle at that point. So, going over the builds we have, and keep in mind also, the Tenacious Bond mod is equipped to my companion, which I'd recommend equipping all the time, giving increased crit damage to my weapons. That does work on our Acceltra Prime. So going ahead and looking at the build I'm going to recommend to most people is a Viral Hunter Munitions build. Now, as you can see right here, we have the Prime Firestorm mod equipped on here, making our blast radius go from 5 to 7.2 explosion radius. So we take that off, goes down to the normal explosion radius. I would highly recommend running this on this weapon, as it just gives you more AoE size. With our build, we're at 102% crit chance. Because they buffed the crit chance on the Acceltra Prime, we can get to 102% with just critical delay. The rest of the stuff on here is going to be giving us viral damage with a cold mod and a toxin mod, which gives us viral, makes enemies take more damage from all sources. Hunter Munitions will make forced slash procs on crit, and since every bullet is a crit, we have a very good chance of this happening. Galvanized Chamber on kill goes to increase multi-shot, up to 230% multi-shot, lots and lots of rockets. And since every bullet's a crit, we should definitely throw in a crit damage mod to make our crits even stronger. Now, one of the things that did not get buffed in the Acceltra Prime that people were hoping would happen is the maximum ammo pool. 96 maximum ammo pool and 40 ammo pickup per brick on the ground. That is something that did not get buffed, okay? That is something that is actually going to be solvable in the frames we're running today, Necros Prime. He will give extra loot drops. That can also count as ammo. But if you're having some ammo problems, definitely run Vigilante Supplies to convert secondary ammo pickups into primary ammo, and also make sure crits go from yellow to orange and from orange to red sometimes too. So that's the viral build. Let's go ahead and show that in a mission real quick. This is a sortie mission. Now this thing can handle Steel Path, but I wouldn't really recommend it over some of the Incarnon stuff we have. This is more of a an everyday, like daily driver kind of rocket launcher rifle. You want to be using an AoE weapon, but you don't want to be using a weapon that is semi-auto. Like if you want a full auto AoE gun, this is a great one for you. Additionally, if you don't have prime sure-footed, this thing will definitely knock you over. But just like the Acceltra Normal, it has a 7 meter rocket arming distance. Funny enough, with how much AoE size we have now, you actually might run into a problem that this thing actually has. It's called getting knocked back even though you have prime sure-footed equipped. So I'm going to show you what I mean right now. So as you can see, it's good for just blasting through enemies really quickly on everyday missions. But here is something I want to show you guys with the Acceltra Prime. So right now we have prime sure-footed equipped by Necros Prime. We're not getting knocked over by any of these explosions. But look at this right here. It will push you back. It will push. My character is being pushed back right now. If you're too close to the explosion, it pushes you back. This will happen to enemies too. It will push enemies around the room. And it will also, push, so if you're, just be aware of this. This is something that does happen. I don't know why it does this. But yeah, my character's moving back ever so slightly. when I get near the explosion of the rocket. And I ran out of ammo there, so just, you know, Necros Prime, give extra ammo drops. That's something you should keep in mind, though, that this weapon can knock you back. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something that you might want to keep in mind. Now, we are on a sortie mission right now. Sortie enemies not as strong as Steel Path enemies, but still, you know, relatively strong. It's very nice for levels like this. You just basically hold on the trigger, go from room to room, fully refill your ammo as you destroy enemies. And yeah, the AoE size on this thing is so big, you'll be killing enemies upstairs and downstairs in some of these rooms. So this is the Viral Hunter Munitions build. And as far as the build on Necros, it's not super complicated. It's just more of a Desecrate build. We got word sights on there too, just for a little bit of fun. But here's something I'd actually recommend to you if you are going to be running Necros for extra ammo. It's be the Amalgam Ripka's Amalgam Ripka's True Steel mod for your melee weapon. So we got the Ripkas right here, and the way that Necros works. So first, I'll show the build on Necros. His third ability, Desecrate, gives you extra loot from dead enemies. But something that a lot of people don't know is that dismembering an enemy, like basically cutting them in half, can give you double loot. So what we're doing here, and also we have word slice from Dagoth just for some viral procs and damage. What we're doing here is we're actually going to be running the Ripkas, the melee weapon, and the Amalgam Ripkas mod, plus 100% gore chance. What that means is that enemy killed while you have this weapon equipped will be dismembered, and will make it so you can get extra loot from them after they die. And that does work on other weapons that are not just the Ripkas themselves. So if I have it equipped, it will work on enemies that are killed by my Acceltra, basically. So we're using that in combination with his third ability to get lots and lots of ammo from every dead body. So level 100 Steel Path, not exactly what I'm using this weapon for, but as you can see right there, that guy got cut in half. And they should all be getting cut in half with this setup. And that guy didn't, but, you know, we are getting some dismemberment. It says 100% gore chance. It's not. It doesn't feel like exactly 100% gore chance. That guy got cut in half. See, as you can see, double loot. We got 2 orbs from that guy, it looked like. And that does actually work in mission, too, to give you more loot. So if you do want to do that, I'd recommend running the viral build. As when you are running a viral build, the enemies can be still dismembered, but on a corrosive build, they will not be dismembered. Their bodies will actually melt away hilariously. So that's the viral build, the one I recommend to most players. Let's go ahead and show a corrosive build and a toxin build, too. Now, as far as the toxin build, the big thing on the toxin build is that it's meant for mainly Corpus. And as I said earlier, I would not really recommend this to be overall used in, like, you know, late game Steel Path. It's more of like a normal Steel Path kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so going over the corrosive build here, there is one mod you have to switch out. Since we're not running corrosive, or not running viral anymore, I took off the the Hunter Missions mods. We got Vigilante Armaments there instead. This would be more for just like everyday, like I don't want to deal with slash procs, I don't want to deal with viral procs, just insta-kill them. That's what this kind of build is for. It's going to be corrosive, and for toxin, this is meant for Corpus. Just go to a Corpus mission and blast them through their shields. Mainly for exterminate missions here, guys. So, as far as, you know, what, is this thing worth getting? It is worth getting, but I'm not going to be using it for high-level missions, straight up. I'm going to be using it for like normal level missions, maybe sorties, you know, easy sortie, mindless gun, you know, for maybe like some fissure missions or something. That's the Spina buff giving a bunch of orange crits there. So there's no DOT tied to this build at all. And see, if I shoot the enemy too closely, I get knocked back by the explosion range. So that's just something to keep in mind. If I didn't have Prime Sure-Footed here, I'll show you how, without Prime Sure-Footed, this thing is basically unusable. So yeah, if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, maybe play on Gauss with his second ability to prevent knockbacks, or play on Revenant to prevent knockbacks, etc. There's plenty of frames that do that. But yeah, this is how it is in everyday gameplay. Okay, so it's not knocking me over right now. That's good. Does this one not knock you over? I thought I took Prime Sure-Footed off, but maybe it doesn't actually knock you over, it just pushes you back. Well, still, even with Prime Sure-Footed, you will get knocked back. I could have sworn this thing could knock you over, but hey, you know, whatever. So yeah, maybe you don't need to play with Gauss or whatever, because as far as I'm concerned, it's supposed to knock you over, but it might just push you back, as I thought was just a glitch, but that's not the easy to do it. So yeah, overall, a very nice weapon, nice for mindlessly spamming down some missions. Like your fissures, your sorties, your etc. But yeah, for endurance Steel Path, not really the best. But yeah, it is a worthy upgrade over the Acceltra normal. It's got that increased AoE size, with the best part to me. Apparently, it doesn't knock you over after a quick test right there. Now, I do always run Prime Sure-Footed, so it's kind of hard for me to say. And then for Corpus, it's me that similar situation. So let's just summon in some Corpus, and you just basically fire one rocket and they're all dead. Let's do some techs because they're the tankiest. Well, one of the tankiest of these guys. Level 100 Steel Path, no Riven. Now, if you do get a Riven, you might want to have a Riven that has Elemental on it because it will make it a little more slottable. So right there, level 100 Steel Path directly through the shield, and they're going to be dead very soon. Get some Galvanized stacks. Yeah, pretty good for just everyday. I mean, you're not usually fighting level 100 Steel Path, and especially for Corpus. Usually Corpus are in lower level missions. Well, at least for me, they're low level missions. I don't really farm Corpus that much. But yeah, guys, that's basically the build video. It's a fun weapon. It's not a meta weapon. It's a nice Prime addition to the game. But I do like the Icarius. I think they'll be using the Icarius Prime more, as the Icarius Prime is so strong that it might actually be a contender for an arbitration weapon alongside the Aphentis. But this thing is just more of a, I want to have a nice, easy, mindless weapon for clearing out sorties and fissures, and I don't want a semi-auto weapon, basically. I want a full-auto, mindless weapon. Of course, this thing does reload faster when you're sprinting, and it will also reload faster when you're being used by Gauss and Gauss Prime. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope this one was enjoyable and helpful to you. And yeah, I will be live on stream either tonight or tomorrow. Not entirely sure. Okay, guys, take it easy. Peace!